It took him just one day to win everyone over. Lewis Hamilton showed up for his first day as an official Ferrari driver and immediately stirred strong emotions. Fans waiting outside the Maranello factory braved a cold, rainy, and gloomy day, what Italian singer-songwriter and composer Lucio Battisti might have called dreary, and were lit up by Lewis, who didn't shy away from the warm embrace of many who, until yesterday, saw him as an opponent or even an enemy. Now, they are ready to support him, as he might be the champion to bring Ferrari back to winning a Formula One World Championship. Ferrari's last driver's title dates back to 2007 with Kimi Räikkönen and the Constructors' title to 2008. 18 years is an eternity for Formula One, which moves incredibly fast. Other world champions like Fernando Alonso and Sebastian Vettel have tried to reconnect Ferrari with championship glory but failed to achieve the goal. They arrived with much fanfare, only for the initial excitement to eventually fade away. Will it be the same for Lewis Hamilton? He enters Maranello at 40 years old, the age when many hang up their helmets. The British driver will be the first black driver to sit in a red car, a champion stepping into Formula One's holy ground after shattering all of Michael Schumacher's records. The 8th title could eclipse the German driver's 7. This is the hope, the expectation. No hotel room can be found for kilometers around ahead of tomorrow's debut at Fiorano. Proud ceramic or real estate managers who had scheduled meetings in Maranello chose January 22nd to catch a glimpse of Lewis in the red car. It's a phenomenon that goes far beyond mere Ferrari passion, something the Scuderia will have to manage in some way. The presence of the 7-time world champion naturally attracted many supporters who welcomed Sir Lewis like a king, confirming an enthusiasm not seen in years, perhaps decades. From the start, Lewis Hamilton appeared very comfortable, even exchanging a few words in Italian with his new team and fans. While external enthusiasm from the tifosi was predictable, the internal excitement within the racing department was not as expected. This is an environment where Charles Leclerc has been the leader, young, fresh, ambitious, eager to win, but constrained by a car that has long prevented him from realizing his full potential. Now that the SF25 might be the right car to finally make a serious attempt, in the final year of Formula One's ground effect regulations, the most decorated driver of all time arrives. He followed the team's work schedule, namely seat fitting and simulator, but he also wanted to meet and greet every member of the Ferrari racing department. Handshakes, selfies, jokes. Lewis Hamilton connected deeply. He struck an emotional chord with people who had never seen their idol come to their desks and planted a seed. Even those with gray hair, who have seen countless drivers pass through during their careers, were moved. Lewis Hamilton arrived in Maranello dressed in black, impeccable in his coat and tie, with a formal and striking look. He gave us an image that is already part of Ferrari's history, standing in front of the Drake's office and the F40, a technological icon of Ferrari tradition. He entered the racing department with a disruptive yet respectful approach, fully aware he was stepping into a legend. But he didn't let the Scuderia's prestige overshadow him. He could have immediately worn the Ferrari uniform, but instead, he chose to assert his strong personality by remaining Lewis, the 7-time Formula One world champion. Today, he will be seen dressed in red and will begin working with his team as one of the 2 drivers for the 2025 Formula One season. The British driver has deeply touched those preparing the single-seater, which is internally known as the car for Lewis. It is clear that even an enthusiastic John Elkann has likely nurtured his usually hidden passion for Ferrari. The president was able to gauge just how spot-on his decision to bring Lewis Hamilton on board has been. The media operation will be a massive success. Ferrari has bet on an ambassador unmatched on a global scale. Lewis Hamilton nearly overshadowed the simultaneous launch of Ducati's Desmosedici at Madonna di Campiglio, but who could have imagined that the Englishman's first day in Maranello would have such an overwhelming impact? No one. Now Lewis Hamilton is working in the simulator, learning the procedures that must become second nature, automated before the season begins. The preparation for a Formula One championship in which Ferrari is playing with a 2-pronged attack, a dream team, has started. It will be the stopwatch that defines the values and the balance of power. Charles Leclerc is the one who hope. His will also be an opportunity for growth. The Monegasque driver will need to keep his composure, despite all the talk surrounding Lewis Hamilton, and focus on the track. He must leverage his youth, qualifying speed, and 6 years of experience with the Maranello team to assert his position alongside his formidable teammate in the garage. Elkann's presence in Maranello for Lewis Hamilton's official debut with Ferrari did not go unnoticed. The president of the prancing horse extended a welcome to the British champion like never before for any other Ferrari driver, accompanied by CEO Benedetto Vigna and team principal Frédéric Vasseur. The photo together under the prancing horse emblem, the encouraging embrace, and finally the moment with the fans, with the president stepping back to let Lewis Hamilton take center stage during his first encounter with Italian supporters. This is no coincidence, as Elkann was the driving force behind this transfer, undoubtedly one of the most sensational and unexpected in Formula One history. Years of mutual acquaintance culminated in one of the most secretive negotiations, carried out even without the knowledge of Toto Wolff, Mercedes' team boss, realizing Lewis Hamilton's dream of racing in red. The official announcement on February 1, 2024, took everyone by surprise. Elkann brought Lewis Hamilton to Ferrari, leaving no stone unturned in the pursuit of Formula One world titles. The most successful driver of all time joining the most successful team of all time, but it does not stop there. A unique and unmistakable figure with diverse interests, from social activism to fashion, Lewis Hamilton is one of the very few capable of adding even more value to an extraordinary brand like Ferrari. A pairing that stands out both on and off the track. No matter the outcome, it will at least be an economic success. The first day in Maranello is always special, and Lewis Hamilton's was no exception. Paths that seem to run parallel have finally intersected, kicking off the most anticipated adventure of 2025, which can now officially be said to have begun. A long-awaited and coveted union by management, fans, and the English driver himself, who, on his first day as a Ferrari driver, immediately immersed himself in what will be his world for the coming seasons. After arriving in the morning at the Ferrari Racing Division headquarters to tour the various departments and meet the engineers he will work with in the upcoming seasons, Lewis took part in the customary photo sessions and even posted a brief message, a few lines but straight to the point, with which the Briton marked the start of a new era while thanking the fans and management for the trust they have placed in him, making this adventure possible. Together with Elkann in the afternoon, the Englishman also greeted the enthusiastic crowd of fans waiting for him outside the Ferrari Racing Division gates for a brief exchange and the classic autograph session, before returning to the headquarters to continue with briefings and meetings with engineers, addressing all aspects of the season and his upcoming debut on track at Fiorano in the coming days. A very important week for the Maranello team, which is also close to finalizing the single-seater for the 2025 Formula One Championship, which Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc will have the chance to test at the Bahrain International Circuit next month.